today we're at a windswept Clarence Park where the Saints have blown away Eastbourne Borough after going behind to an early goal. A 3-1 victory, 4 straight wins for the Saints, and it looks like it'll be tough early on, Ian, but we really did hit top gear and could have won by more again.
Yeah, I thought we started really flat. Disappointed with the goal. We were luck on the back foot and give ourselves a mountain to climb as well. So a very disappointing start. But as you said there, the lads come back and did great, and especially in the last 20 minutes. Once we put Sam Corcoran on and he started to get the ball for us and pass it, we looked a much better side.
It's a 10-minute spell in the first half. We were trying to get that goal back. We got it, and we looked like we could rack up a lot of goals, but we didn't get it. So 1-1 at half-time. Were you concerned or happy with the way it was going?
No, I was happy from the fact is we came back from being a goal behind. I mean, the biggest problem that I felt was we was very susceptible to the counter-attack today, and we had to make sure that we was defending correctly, make sure that we was on a lot of the set pieces and long throws we had, that we managed to keep people on the edge of the box to stop them, allow them from breaking, because they looked like they were going to cause us problems every time they did that. We put that right at half-time, and I felt second half we looked more than comfortable.
Was that partly due to the wind? Good to see it was behind to our backs in the second half when we were going up the slope, so they were playing into it, and you're right, they didn't look as dangerous in the second half.
I think you're right. I think the wind plays a major part, and the pitch was a little bit bobbly. I mean, it's a good job we've had that rain over the last couple of days, because that sort of settled it down, but there was a few times we got in really good areas in the first sort of 10-15 minutes, and we've gone to cross it and it's bobbled, and people have made mistakes, and I just felt we started off a little bit sloppy. I just felt we needed to get back into the away performances we had, and before we knew where we was 1-0 down, and it took us sort of 15-20 minutes to get going again. But full credit to the players, they responded fantastically well, and in the end deserved to win the game.
The first 2 goals are very similar. A shot by Jamie Taylor for them, saved by Joe Welsh, then Ryan Worrell headed in, down the other end, great strike by Leo Theophanis, good save by the keeper, then Charlie McDonald, he's getting a few now. Yeah,
and that's what, we all know Charlie can do that. I mean, that's what he's been doing throughout his career, and it was important that somebody in that 18-yard box, 6-yard box reacts to things like that, and that's what we've managed to do over the last few weeks by playing the 3 forwards where they're interchanging a lot. It causes other teams problems, and but it also leaves Charlie an opportunity there that he's the one that will pop up in the box, especially if it drops for him like he did, and he took it very, very well.
People complain that a long throw is predictable. Well, we've got Lee Chappell, of course, but just about the longest thrower in the league. But he must have thrown about a dozen in there, gave them problems with every one of them. And of course, Eddie O'Shoddy scored, puts ahead with one of them.
Yeah, I think you're dead right, and it's not something that has been a favourite of mine in terms of the long throw, but I think if you've got it, and the situation we're in, and one thing today was try and keep the ball away from the floor because it was bobbly, and if we're in them situations and we've got the personnel in Lee and Ben Martin where we can hit a lot, we've also got Eddie that can get in there, we've also got Michael Falasitas, we've got Louis Theophanis, are all 6'2", 6'3" plus, so we might as well use it. It's a weapon. It's not illegal. It's not at times, from my point of view, enjoyable because I want to see us play the perfect football. But as we did a bit of times at Hayes and Yedding, but unfortunately you have to take what you're given at times, and we're about winning games. We're not in a situation where we can take our foot off the pedal and try and play perfect football and hopefully win that way. We have to go and do it the hard way at the moment.
Winning games. That third goal won it for us. What a strike. Louis Theophanis, we sung the praises of his goal down at Canby Island last week against Concord. This one was even better. 4th goal in as many games for him as well. Yeah,
and he deserves it because he's working extremely hard, but we know what he's got about him. He's got a ferocious strike with both feet, and as you said last week, Concord was one, and today I think probably topped it because it was just literally, as it left his foot, it was like an arrow, and it just literally hit the side netting. I mean, never moved. It didn't bend. It was just like a strike, unbelievable. And it just took that little bit of pressure off us, so we could relax in the last 10-15 minutes. And we started to keep the ball well. We started to pass it well, and I thought we looked quite a good side in the last 15-20 minutes. But as I say, first half we wasn't at the races, I felt.
We've been talking for the last sort of couple of weeks about the teams around having games in hand and what have you. Saints don't. But does that mean that you don't have that sort of, you can't get the momentum going as much, or in this situation when you're winning games, do you want to be playing week in, week out, Tuesday, Saturdays, or does the break help?
I think sometimes during the week the break does help because it allows us to have a couple of training sessions with the players. But we can't do anything about that. All we can do is worry about ourselves. Yes, teams have got games in and around us, but as I said there, we can't do nothing about that. They've got to play them games. Will they start feeling a little bit nervous? Because I certainly don't feel nervous. I know the players don't feel nervous because we've taken that away from them. So it's about us in doing what we have to do. It's about us enjoying the running because we've got to enjoy it. And if we enjoy it, we'll have half a chance of staying up. If we get nervous and start panicking and feel the pressures on us, then we'll start to not play with the same fluency as we've done today. But all the teams around us now, we've managed to bring 3 or 4 more teams into the relegation battle. So yeah, we've got no fear. We've been relegated all season. Everyone said we're going to be relegated, and at the moment, if everyone wins their games, we will be relegated. But all we can do is try and win sort of 3 or 4 of our last 6 games. If we win that'll put pressure on the rest of the teams in and around us, and then we have to just take our chances at probably a record year this year of maybe needing 48 points to stay in this league.
Well, of those last 6 games coming up, 4 of them against sides hoping to get into the playoffs still, so that's a pretty tough running. And of course, we start on Monday away to Hemel Hempstead Town. We haven't won any of the last 7 league games with them.
No, and it'll be a tough game. I mean, we watched them a couple of weeks ago when they played Chelmsford. They've only got to put a sort of 3 or 4 run together in terms of victories, and they got a chance of being in the playoffs. So Truro lost today. If they beat us on Monday, they can put a run together for the last 4 or 5 games and get in the playoffs themselves. So we know it's going to be tough. It's a local derby. We've got to go there with the confidence that we've shown over the last 4 games. We've got a fighting spirit amongst us now that everybody believes that we're going to go and win games, and I think it's shown with the performances against Western, Concord, and again today we've come back from 1-0 down, especially today losing a goal in the first 3 minutes. We could have quite easily folded, like I felt we did against Sutton when they scored the second goal against us here. We thought we lost our fighting spirit, but I felt today we started to grow into the game. And sometimes you're not going to play well, you're not going to be able to play like we did at Hayes and Yeading every week, and you've got to go and grind out some results, and I felt we ground one out today.
You mentioned how well we played in the latter stages after Sam Corcoran came on. He was back after a 2-match ban. Were you tempted to play him from the start? You went for the same side at 1 at Concord last week in the end.
No, not at all. I felt that the team over the last 2 weeks had done extremely well, and the one thing that you'll find with myself is that I'm quite loyal to players in terms of the performances they put in. I felt Scotty Thomas had put a great performance in the last 2 weeks, and I felt he deserved to stay in the team. Sam then has to earn the right to get back into it, and obviously he's come in today. The last 20 minutes he's done very well. He kept the ball, he passed the ball, and it sort of dragged us back into the game from a period where we was giving the ball away quite cheaply. He just sort of started to knit things together for us, and he made a big difference when he came on.
The rain's now lashing down here at Clarence Park, being driven by the wind. Monday the wind is supposed to be absolutely ferocious. It's not going to be pretty out there, one suspects, but we've got to get something out of that game. Yeah,
we have, exactly. So it's one of those. We'll have to just see what the facilities are. I mean, I watched the pitch 2 weeks ago and the pitch was in perfect condition, but they forecast a lot of rain on Monday. Again, as you said there, heavy rain, heavy wind. We'll have to see what the facilities are like. We'll have to see what the conditions are like, and then we'll have to just try and play the conditions and the facilities in terms of the quality of the pitch. But as I said, 2 weeks ago the pitch was perfect, so hopefully it'll be like that on Monday, and we might be able to go out there and hopefully pick up some points.
Didn't pick up any injuries today, did we?
No, we're fine. We've got a full strength squad going into Monday, and hopefully we can just see where we are in terms of the tiredness, in terms of 1 or 2 players, in terms of had a lot of games over the last few weeks, but we'll make them decisions on Monday.
Lovely, thanks very much, Ian. Congratulations, 4 straight wins.
Thank you.
So Saints next in action on Easter Monday, away to Hemel Hempstead Town in National League South. Kick-off at Vauxhall Road is at 1 p.m.